All right, guys, I want to talk a little bit about SEI cryptocurrency, SEI cryptocurrency, because there's a brother who's been asking, why am I talking so much about SEI? What's about SEI, right? What do I compare it to? So I said I'll drop something. Another brother or sister, I'm not sure, right? Another person on YouTube left a comment. He wanted me to talk a little bit about what's his name? Oh, for God's sake, name's going. Hexcoin founder Richard Hart, right? Yeah, Richard Hart. He wanted me to talk a little bit about that as well. Now, of course, we did a video before, but I'm going to do another one right now, and I'm just going to talk a little bit. I won't be showing any charts and bits and bobs. However, if you do want to see any screenshots or whatnot, whatever I'm saying, the references that I'm going to be giving, you're more than welcome to go and ask for them on the Discord server. I'll happily send them over to you. And we'll talk a little bit about Bitcoin as well and what's going on. What do I think the weekly current situation is, right? In fact, I'm going to move over to BTC in a bit, right? So let's start off with, SEI cryptocurrency. So this is a question the brothers asked 2 times actually today. Once last night early in the morning, he asked me that question and said, what is it? And then today daytime as well, he WhatsApped me. Now, I have had a conversation with him, but I thought, of course, he's asked me publicly. Other members don't know what the answers are, so I'm going to give you those answers, right? So it's not that I'm bullish on SEI or I think SEI is going to do great stuff and this and that. None of that business. What I looked at was I wanted to see who invested into SEI, right? SEI blockchain, who's invested into it, what's going on, who are the venture capitals. And luckily, with some legitimate projects, and especially the big ones, the one that may pop off, right, those ones you can actually track the data because it's all done, it's all there. So when I looked at the main data, what I noticed was the first few investors included Coinbase Ventures and other bits and bobs, right? I can send a screenshot and you'll understand what I'm talking about. They were all there and they only gave them $5 million. $5 million, right? So this is a project worth like $1 billion or even more now. But the point is they gave them $5 million and they obviously got first dibs on some of the tokens because they done a seed fund. Then after the seed fund, because obviously they're involved, they managed to pull together more people. And on the next round, I think they raised about $10 million, which is fine. And then they did a final round, which was the exchange round, right, where the exchanges and this and that all came together. So again, more big players coming in. Actually, as we go later on in the capital raising, the first round was the giants, then it was mediocre, and then it was the little boys, right? But as the level of power started to reduce over the time, the funding became higher. So the last funding they did, not last, but the third funding they did was $30 million, right? So we know they raised $5 million, $10 million, and then $30 million. So great. So they've raised a lot of capital for the liquidity and whatnot, right? Really happy to see that. Also, when you look at the unlock schedule and the vesting schedules and whatnot, the team coins, the foundation coins, how much they gave to Binance, they gave 3% of supply to Binance. And you look at all of those things, it's open out there, right? And you see who's been invested and who's not, what coins are locked and what coins not. So for example, the foundation coins are not locked. There's 900 million tokens. So there's 10 billion token total supply. Out of that 900 million, which is about 9%, was given to the foundation, and that's not locked. So that's available because obviously they need to pay for their day-to-day expenses. The first round of investors who came in, including Coinbase, a maximum percentage of that coin has been released, but the rest are still vesting, right? They're going to be released sometime soon. The coins that were given to Binance for their launch pad, that was all given away, right? So again, big players were in the game, hence why the project looks decent, right? Of course, when you talk about big players, the guys who came in the beginning, they got it for the cheapest as possible. They got it for pennies, right? Pennies, like, cents, probably even less than that. They've already dumped on you. So think about that. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, big players invested $5 million. They've already dumped it. Because if you look at the charts, go to TradingView and go and look at the charts and look at the SEI USD, US dollar chart. And what you'll find is Coinbase listed it for $1. So Coinbase listed this for $1, whereas in Binance, done a launch pad thingy, and then they were able to go and sell. But that one, I think, was like 35 or 38 cents. So it's nothing. It's like 40%, 38% of what Coinbase listed it for. So I looked at that and I was like, okay, it's okay. I'm not complaining. But then obviously over time, it started dumping and it went as low as 0.9, so almost 9 cents, right? And I'm okay with that. It's like 90% dump. It's okay, no problem. The reason I'm saying no problem is because this coin has only been in existence for 4 months. And majority of the people that would have dumped, the big money that would have dumped, has already dumped. And then people started going in. Of course, with the market situation right now for the last couple of weeks, where we've been pumping, and I've been talking about it quite a lot, right? Where this project has been pumping 10% and then dumping 10%, pumping 10%, whatever it's been doing, right? I looked at that and I was like, oh, it's a good opportunity, like, to get in and out. So, but the tokenomics are good as well. So I looked at that, and then I set myself a rule. I said, do I want to be a bag holder of this coin? Maybe I do. Maybe I want to hodl this, right? So when I'm talking about bag holder, maybe I want to hodl this coin, right? But do I want to do it now? And I looked at it and I was like, no, actually, all the vesting schedule is transparent. So I can literally buy right now, trade as much as I want, even hodl, but make sure I need to dump before the rest of the coins are released, because once they're released, they're going to be dumped. Then I looked at one of the other things I looked at was the founders coin, founders and teams, or whatever you want to call it. That was locked for like until 2029. They must be really confident in themselves to lock it for 2029. But of course, they don't need it because they got the foundation to operate. So, they're getting paid anyway. It doesn't matter. But I looked at that. I was like, that's interesting. That's interesting. So they are definitely doing something which is future-proof. And they do claim that as well, right? I'm not going to talk about how the project works or anything. There's plenty of videos out there. You can go and see it. So I've just looked at that. So I started thinking to myself, like, okay, I can make 10% a day. If I make 10% and then the market dumps, just dump it and get out. Like a couple of days ago, in the night, I bought some, and then today I dumped it, right? Because end of the day, I did my percentage. I'm out. I'm going to wait for it to come back and reset again so I can pick it up again. It doesn't matter even if it's at like 18 cents, 20 cents. It doesn't matter what price it is. Point is the RSI, stochastic RSI, MACD, everything, is it red? If it's pointing red, I want to buy it because I want to buy in the red zone. I want to sell in the green zone. So that's what I did. I bought in the red zone. I've sold on the green zone. And that's what I want to do. Rinse and repeat. Just recycle the funds. And of course, while I recycle the funds, I want to compound as much as possible as well. So the original fund that I started with, I don't have to top up more. Because when we do DCA, dollar cost averaging, whatever we want to do, right? And we want to plan on a long-term hodl. Yes, that's what we do. We put our money that we just don't need or whatever, and we keep on topping up, and we're constantly putting money into a pot like a piggy bank, right? That's what we're doing. But I'm not playing a piggy bank right now. I want to get as more money as possible. So in order to do that, what I need to do is constantly get in, get out, and then replay with all the profit and everything. So that's what I'm doing. So compounding that effect to the point where as long as I can double my money, then I'm happy. When I double my money, I take my initial out. Now, if I want to hodl, do whatever, I do it. So it's the same kind of rules that I play. When you make your money, you get out, take your initial investment out. Same thing, but I'm playing it slightly different where the volatility is there for this coin. So if the volatility is there, I'm going to maximize on that. That's all it is. But I do suggest a lot of you guys go and have a look at the Coinbase chart, SEI, USD, right? The chart. Look at it on a weekly and see what the launch price was and what the price is now and where we are right now. If you look at the weekly on the Binance one, of course, you can see the Binance one as well. Or even the Crypto Cap one, you can see that one as well. But I like the Coinbase one. I think it's one of the best ones because it's giving us this weekly candle, this red candle, the first ever red candle we've had with the first ever launch one, right? And it's bloody. And we are so close to invalidating that candle. Now, I think as soon as we invalidate that around the 35, 36, 37 cents level, this thing's about to explode. So from now, from where we are right now, it's what, 19 cents right now? If it pumps from here and it goes back to $1, right? That's 4x. You 4x in profit, by the way. That's 5x, but you do 4x in profit. Brilliant. Brilliant. So that's how I looked at it. That's all it is, guys. There's nothing else. I'm not in love with it. I don't give a damn. This is not even a one-night stand. I mean, technically it is, right? But the point is it a one-night stand every night? Think about it, right? But other than that, nothing else. That's all it is. Just look at the chart, look how it screams at you. And as I said, if you want to see the tokenomics and all the vesting schedules and everything, even the dates when they're exactly going to be released, I'll happily give it to you on Discord. Now, I want to talk about Hexcoin. Right? Hexcoin is a very interesting one. Because I have this whole crazy theory, okay? Partially to do with Richard Hart, but mostly to do with the Hex coin itself and the inception of this coin, and I wouldn't call it a demise, but where it is right now, right? Let's talk about it. When we look at percentages, right? And also we're going to add post chain into that as well, because you can't have Hex coin without post chain, right? Or PLS, right? Which is hilarious because I think, and there's another cryptocurrency called PLS. If you go to Coin Market Cap and if you click the trading view link, it takes you to a complete different coin. And you're under this impression that this coin is performing really well, but it's actually not. Its price is actually 0.0000 whatever, right? Something really tiny. Like it's a fraction of a cent, right? Like thousandth of a cent or something like this. But when you go and click that link on Coin Market Cap for the trading view, it takes you to another coin which is 24 cents. So you're getting this wrong impression where you think the coin is pumping. It's not. It's like a freaking meme coin. To understand this, or PLS, right? Let me get back to Hex coin. Anyway, right? So Hex coin, the whole idea behind it. Richard Hart. Now, Richard Hart, he's been in the game for a very long time. And when I'm talking about the game, I'm talking about the social presence, right? YouTube and this and that. You know, he used to go to all these places and try and interview people and do whatnot and try and get in front of cameras as much as possible. Why? God knows. He just probably loved cameras, right? And some people do. They're photogenic. Why not? Right? Some people don't. So originally, he was a big Bitcoin fanatic, right? So he would go around talking to people about Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, pretty much like myself, actually, funnily. But I haven't changed. I'm still the same guy. I still believe in Bitcoin more than anything else, right? I wouldn't even believe in my own coin if I launched one because I know Bitcoin is the king. There's no ifs and buts. Until that place is taken by somebody else, that dominance has been taken by somebody else, that's it. That's, you know, for me, it's just facts, right? Bitcoin is the highest dominance coin out there. It's the first, right? It doesn't have to be number one, right? It can lose its dominance. And if it does, then I'll back the one that takes over. How about that, right? So I'm just being fair with myself and with everybody. I'm being realistic here. So anyway, he decided to, all of a sudden one day he just said, oh, I don't like Bitcoin anymore. I'm going to create my own coin and I'm going to make sure it does X, Y, Z, whatever. Hence why Hex comes along. Anyway, so by that time he's got enough followers on his YouTube, right? He's got like 40, 50,000 followers on his YouTube and people like him, right? He sits there hours on end, 2 hours, 3 hours on end, asks me anything and keeps on talking, you know, about everything wrong with Bitcoin. But he makes a good few points, but people didn't really take the points the correct way. So he's literally telling you when he entered crypto. He entered when it was very, very cheap. He made a lot of money out of Bitcoin. So let's not talk about crypto, Bitcoin. He made a lot of money from Bitcoin. So that's all the gains that's come to him. Then a point he made was Hexcoin. He wants Hexcoin to perform thousands of percent more. Well, he's right. He's right, because you're not going to get those opportunities anymore. So he wasn't really lying to you. The opportunities people got in Bitcoin, the 20,000%, right? The 10,000% gains, 1,000% gain. You're not going to ever see that again. Let's be real. You're not ever getting that back again. That's when Bitcoin was a cryptocurrency. Bitcoin now is a property, is a piece of land, is an asset. Think about it. Bitcoin right now is not the gold mine, right? It's the mine it's the entire mine. Yeah. It's the piece of land that the mine sits on. Think about it. So as time progresses, Bitcoin's not going to give you those 1,000x or whatever. He said, I'm going to create this coin. I'm going to do it. We're going to perform X, Y, Z. Obviously, it's a freaking token, nothing else, right? It wasn't anything else. It was just a token. Hex coin is a token. It's not a coin. It should be called Hex token anyway. So Hex. So he does that. He creates a staking mechanism. Great. Smart contracts. You can do just about anything with it, right? There's just a bunch of functions, right? If this, then that. So anyway, he's done that. And he said, right, if you lock for XYZ period of time, you get this percentage. If you lock for XYZ period of time, you get that percentage, and so on and so forth, right? The longer you lock, the bigger percentage you get. The percentage you get is back in the coins. So, of course, a lot of people started locking their coins. Now, one of the side effects of doing this, right, is cause and effect. When you start locking a major supply of this fixed asset, right? So fixed supply, right? You've got fixed supply. When you start locking them, they're unavailable. And I've talked about this many, many times, supply versus demand. So as you take them off the market, more and more people are interested. And as more and more people are interested in buying, the price starts to pump. As the price starts to pump, the people who locked their coins and are receiving 10%, 20%, whatever, daily APY, I don't really care what it is, right? Yearly, daily, 5-year, whatever. The point is now they're also seeing their prices pump. So someone who bought $100 worth, all of a sudden he's seeing, oh, I got 100K worth in there. Someone who's bought like $10,000 worth, he's got $1 million in there, or probably the other way around. Probably $100 became $1 million. But that's just the number. Your $1 million is only good for $1 million is if you cash out. But a lot of people have locked it. They can't cash out. Anyway, so that's that. So, of course, this whole project, this whole venture, this whole numbers game, right? All these percentage gains that you're going to see. He's been accused of manipulating an XYZ. Probably he did. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The point is, he promised you 10,000%. He gave you 10,000%. Whether you cashed out or not, that's a whole different story. You should have done your own research, and you should have understood what you're getting into. Nothing lasts forever. So your 10,000% gain doesn't mean it's going to be there when you exit. You should have understood that. If you make 10,000% today and you're able to exit, that's 10,000%. You 100% did that. But if you haven't, and you're going to exit 5 years down the line, there's no guarantee the coin's even going to exist. Anyway, the coin does exist, so don't panic, right? But the point is currently the coin is around 99% below its all-time high. It hasn't really done much. Of course, a lot of new people who have entered the space, they must have seen a few percent move here and there. But the people who had it up to the top, they've seen it go up to the moon and come back down again, right? But the whole thing kind of dried up, right? Because once everybody's bought their coins and locked it up, and what do you do? What do you do? Because you're not really going to do anything. The market's crashed, right? So it's all bloody. And I'm talking about the reality here. But we have a crash. Bitcoin crashes, Ethereum crashes, everything is now 70% to 90%. In fact, some of them are 95%. And then you've got the others like Hexcoin, 99%, even like almost 100%. Right? So we get those numbers, and it's fine. In crypto, you have that, right? So during this time, obviously he's not a dumb guy. He's a very smart guy. He knows it's going to dry up at some stage. So he starts pushing forward post-chain. He said, right, we did a token. We were successful. We did 10,000%. We did more than that. We made a few millionaires just by numbers, obviously. And probably a few actual millionaires who didn't really lock. So, yeah, we have to give that to him. Anyway, so it doesn't last forever. This whole Hex thing doesn't last forever. So what does he have to do? He needs to create post-chain. So he said, I'm going to launch post-chain. I'm going to go and he spent a whole, I think almost a year promoting that to the same people on Hexcoin. And he said, right, you do this. We're going to go launch a blockchain. We're going to do XYZ, whatever. And also remember, Hexcoin was launched on Ethereum, right? So the gas fees and everything was high. And in fact, that's because of how much gas fees were being burned. It was also given a bit of news, opportunities as well, like the news corporations, whatnot. Media also covered it. And I think he did a whole bunch of ads in UK on the buses and taxis or whatever. He'd done that as well. Great, no problem, right? It's all social media, it's marketing. Doesn't matter how you do it. Post-chain, he advertised it. And now the deal was like, look, we're going to move Hex over to post-chain. It's far more efficient, far more this, far more that. And post-chain exists on both chains now, as far as I know. I know a lot of people have bridged it over, which is great. Again, great. But it doesn't change the fact that people who have locked it for 5 years, they don't get anything until the lock is over, right? That's the whole thing, because that's how it works. I'm not sure if you can take out early. Maybe you can. If you do, maybe there might be some sort of penalty or whatnot. But I don't know. Look, I'm not a hexer, right? I don't really know. I've had hexicans hating on me last time as well. But anyway, he does post chain. He says you can burn your hex tokens and you can receive pulse coins. Great. Now, burning hex tokens also increases the value while decreasing the supply and creating some form of a demand. So it's fine. Look, again, tokenomics, brilliant. I don't see a problem with that, right? Honestly, I'm being honest here. I'm not being sarcastic at all. I actually see that as a good thing. If you have a supply of, say, 10 billion tokens and you burn 9 billion of those, well, the 1 billion that's remaining will definitely have more value than what it was. That's a great thing, right? But it's still 99% below its market all-time high. Just keep note of that. Okay, post-chain launches, post-chain, when they launched the project, they raised around $1 billion. He even gave donations to God knows what charity it was. He's been moaning about that, talking about it's like, you know, charity, go and give as much as you want to whoever you want. You don't have to go and tell people. You don't have to tell people. Keep it to yourself. We don't need to know. But he's been going on about it. I'll give in charity. I'll give $27 million to gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. Absolutely, no one gives a fuck. No disrespect to the charity or whatever causes they're doing, even if it's real, right? Because most charities that are collecting money use the funds to do. You might as well help someone in real life. That's what I believe. Charity for me is I actually help someone there and there. That person, not an organization. Organizations you don't have charities sitting there with 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000. There are actual institutions with maybe a few 100,000 employees or volunteers, right? You know, it's all in the name of charity. Everyone's doing their good bit. While these charities, you know, have private jets and private helicopters and whatnot. Come on, guys, come on. Let's be real here. Anyway, not going there. But anyway, so Richard Hart then takes some of that money or whatever he raised, $1 billion approximately, and he goes out and he decides to do a world tour, right? You know, new watch, new clothes, new this, new that, whatever. And it goes and pays off for a few meetings here and there, does a few news, whatever. Obviously it's paid, you can tell blatantly, right? Does a few interviews here and there. Don't see the purpose of this, don't see the point of this. Anyway, but he managed to capture some attention. Again, there is no such thing as bad news. All news is good news, right? So if you can get attention, if you get some spotlight, why not? So he got some spotlight because SEC then says, well, hold on. What's going on, mate? We've got to check you out. So SEC checked him out. I think they fined him like $12 or $13 million. So he got off very lightly, very, very lightly. Raised $1 billion and got away with $12 million, right? As a fine. So slap on the hand, boom, go. And he's still pumping his coin, which is fine. But post-chain is also 99% below the market high or whatever price it was. While the entire market, cryptocurrency, doesn't matter how shit of a shitcoin it is, especially the ones that have captured some media or news, or at least some attention from social, whatever, they're all up. At least minimum 50%, if not 100%, some of them. So when I'm saying 100%, I'm saying something that went to like, say, 10 cents is now 20 cents. That's 100%. Something that went to 10 cents is now 15 cents. That's 50%. That's all I'm saying, nothing else, right? Everything is doing this. The entire market's done that. When BTC started to pump and move, confirmed the bottom and started moving and wanted to test that middle line. I've talked about this 37,000K for a very long time. And even today it's testing it. Even yesterday it tested it. Yesterday it tried it, failed. Today it failed. No problem. All right? So it's been constantly trying to break through this 37K mark. Now, it's not 37 on the dot, but I'm just saying 37. It's about 37.5, 37.6, right? Something like this. But it's been trying to smash through this. And this is our middle ground. This is the level we need to get above and create a support. We need a candle above that and create a support. And that's when the market starts to move, you know, because the next level from there is $48,000. After we hit or test the $48,000, we can then talk about what's going to happen, right? But before that, a little bit of volatility, nothing. However, when we look at other cryptocurrencies, shitcoins, altcoins, whatever you want to call it, everything has recovered a little bit. Where's Hexcoin? Where's Postchain? Just trying to wonder. So that's what I'm saying. Again, I got nothing against Richard Hart. Good luck. He's launched 2 projects, one off the back of the other. He had the community. He had all the hex maniacs. That's what I want to call them. Not the Hexicans, right? That's what they call. I think that's racist. Hexicans is like trying to say the Mexicans, stupid Mexicans, right? Come on. No. You are hex maniacs. That suits you better. So, another guy, I'm going to get a lot of hate from this, right? But that's what it is, guys, right? So, that's what I'm seeing. Anyway, I'm going to jump onto my BTC. I'm going to jump into my BTC chart, and I'll talk a little bit about BTC and what's going on. And of course, I get a lot of brothers asking me, what do you think about this coin? What do you think about that coin? Are you bullish on this coin? Are you bullish on that coin? Right now, at this stage of the market, I am not bullish on anything. No. I'm not bullish at anything. If you asked me this question 6 months ago, right? If you asked me this question when we were around, anywhere around 20K, below 20K or around $20,000 BTC, any coin you push towards me, I would have said I'm bullish. I'm bullish as fuck. Now that we're at $37,000, I'm not bullish. I'm ready to cash out. So you got to think about that. I'm ready to cash out, because if we fail here, then we're going down. If we go down, we're going to test the bottom zones. We might break and fall. Think about it. Right? I'm not bullish because we might actually go to $48,000. I'm not bullish on anything. Anything I should be bullish on, I would have already bought and sat on it. Right? If I haven't sat on it, I've at least bought it, sold it, took my initial out, took some profit out, got myself some MACDs or whatever, right? But that's what it is. You're going to make... Why is everybody looking for coins to buy now when the market's moved already? The big moves, the ones that you make the maximum gain, right? That time's over. That happened during the time when we had max pain. The market was bloody. People were crying. We were 90% down. That's when you should have been bullish. Now we're looking at small change. We want to get out, in and out, in and out. You don't want to be holding on to anything. We might be going to, we might be crashing from here, or we might be going to $48,000, and the market may get rejected. And when that happens, I want to be out. I want to be in cash because I want to buy more BTC, buy the dip. Have you noticed most of my videos recently, since we started pumping, I have not said buy the dip. Why? That time is gone. You don't buy the dip now. What's wrong with you? Honestly, just what's wrong with you people, right? Also, don't forget one other fact that I mentioned that has been lurking around the whole time. It's just been there. It's just been screaming and shouting the entire time. And good news is that this is the 3rd time we're also testing that same area. Ethereum needs to get back above the $2,142 level and stay up there. Print one freaking candle, because when it does, that's when you know 100% certainty this market's about to shoot at least to $48,000 BTC and at least to 3,000. I can tell you, give me a second, to $3,500 Ethereum. $3,500 Ethereum. Right? So, I mean, what can I say? Look, market so far has been very good, very kind to everybody. Even with the news that we recently had with, what's his name? CZ, right? CZ departing and everything, right? We had all of those news. None of that matters. The market's been kind to us, right? If whales, institutions wanted to really crash this market, they had all the opportunities to do that. The charts have been screaming, do it now. It's time to do it now. But the charts, people didn't. And now the charts have reset to a point where it's like, well, God, guess what? We're ready. We're ready. Let's move. Let's make the next move. Next few days, let's make a next move. Let's try and break this. Let's shoot through. Let's get that Ethereum above that 2,142 level. Let's get BTC above that 37,600 whatever level. Let's get above that. Stay above there. Forget this support. Let's go and try a new resistance. If you watch the last video, I gave a whole freaking speech on resistance and support, life resistance and support, your wants and your desires, your resistance and your support. I gave a whole freaking speech on that. Whew. But other than that, guys, listen, I can go on forever. I'm not going to give you a speech today. So for the brother who talks about Hex, I hope you appreciate that this is just my opinions, what I think, what happened, what my views are, and some of the facts that I've stated. It doesn't mean anything, if you feel that there's a coin that you like, right, and you have faith in that coin or that project, ultimately, you shouldn't be listening to me, to anybody, or anything. Because even when a chart is bloody, it's red as it can be, it's 90% down, there's no hope, this market's going to 10K, whatever. I've said those things. I've said to people to buy. I said, guys, right now is the time to pick your coin and stick to your coin. Because if you do not have full conviction, right, full commitment, if you do not have full acceptance of what you really want, the coin that you want, the thing that you believe in, then it doesn't work. Don't go on my belief. If you believe in Hex, now's your opportunity. It's 99% below the all-time high. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Go to 100%? That means it vanishes. But good news for you and me and everybody is it might not vanish. So now is an opportunity. But am I giving you any financial advice? Absolutely not. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a nobody. Right? I'm a nobody. Right? I'm not a big influencer, nothing like this. Because I don't give you dopamine. Right? People don't come here to listen to me for entertainment or a laugh or a joke, fancy music in the background, a green screen in the background, maybe my office, my home, my bedroom, right? My business, whatever. They don't come for that. Me in the park, me having a walk. No, they don't come for none of that. Just hardcore fact and honesty. Honesty from myself at least, right? Forget the facts. I don't give a damn about the facts, but the facts can be changed, right? I mean, I've talked about this many times. History belongs to the victor, right? And the pen is mightier than the sword. So those who can write history, they can change anything. So if you believe in your coin, then stick by it. Don't worry about me, my opinions, or anything like this. That's what I'm going to say, right? Any coin, anybody's, applies to everyone. And Brother KR, I hope your question regarding Say coin or Say cryptocurrency blockchain is answered. Why? And as I said, if you need more info, I have plenty of screenshots that I've taken because I wanted to save them up for a later thing. I've got them and I just looked at it and I was like, wow. So it's not about Say, it's everything. I've looked at Sui, right? I'm looking at Sui as well. I've also talked about Polkadot, and I haven't talked about it recently, but I've also talked about Polkadot. Where is it right now? Just open your trading view, just look at your chart, and you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked, right? That right now, everything is testing that level, right? Yes, market's down 5%, 4%, 3%, 10%, 20%. Who cares? Look what it's already done. If it's already pumped 40% and then gone down 20%, do the maths. You're still up. Support is required before we hit a resistance. So that's all it is. And right now, a lot of the coins have made great support areas, right? So we have brand new supports. That's what you should look at. But look, guys, as I said, I could carry on forever, right? It's been, what, 33, 34 minutes on this video. I don't want to talk anymore. The daily candles are going to close in 44 minutes. So that should tell you roughly what time it is right now here in the UK when I'm recording this, right? So I've just done that. A lot of guys won't see this video until tomorrow. Doesn't matter. That's the reason why I'm putting this time in there. So yeah, the market closes in 43 minutes and 50 something seconds from now, right? And then a new candle will print. So far, what I'm looking at, I do see a red candle or Bitcoin, but I'm not concerned. I've got a feeling the next candle that we're going to open may potentially be a green candle, right? Just by the way the chart looks, it should be a green candle. If not, even if we do get a red, don't worry about it. Be happy. Don't worry about it. We need corrections, right? But more importantly, we need strong support before we move on to our resistance. Other than that, smash that like button if you like the video. Let me a comment in the below, and let me know what you think about this video. I mean, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What I said about Hex, right? How I think about Sui, how I think about the market. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you hate me, tell me if you hate me, right? Doesn't matter. Let me know. Because the thing, me coming on here, making these videos, you need some level of encouragement. I don't need your money. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm not trying to sell you a course. I'm not trying to sell you anything. There are some links below the description, but those links are there for everybody. You want it, you have it. You don't delete the bloody affiliate side of it and just go to the website if you want, right? None of this matters. I'm not here for that, right? But if you want me to carry on YouTube, then you got to work with YouTube's algorithm, because that is a devil in disguise. YouTube, right, is sitting there right now and saying, oh, well, hold on, do we support this guy or do we not support this guy? You know, yes, he's not monetized. None of his videos are monetized, right? So he doesn't get a penny from all the ads we show you, right? So no, I'm not monetized, right? So he's not monetized. Well, actually, I am monetized, but my videos are not monetized, right? So he's not monetized. We're making money off him, but also, do we want to promote his video or not? Well, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. But if people give me a thumbs up, people subscribe, people share the video, leave a comment below, YouTube has no choice. The devil has no choice but to bend down and basically agree and accept those terms and say, right, let's push this guy up a little bit, encourage this guy to make a few more videos, you know, a few more videos to the point where maybe I can change my car, get a bigger car, get a Lambo or some shit like this, but I don't know, not a Lambo now. But anyway, guys, I hope this was informative. Jokes aside, like, share, subscribing. I'll catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.